in a way that's been called genocide.
20 years ago, these same Satibi rebels took over the South. They massacred tens of thousands, and they would happily do it again. I'm trying to impose order. I'm trying to prevent a genocide. Genocide. My own son, my youngest, he's a student here. He hasn't spoken to me in years because of what he read in your newspapers. But what he read is not true.
What about your Youth Labor League?
There. I was at fault. I hired men who, in their zeal, stepped over the line. And there were abuses. But that will not happen again. Inject my IV with an air bubble.
What are you doing?
I will have another heart attack. No one will know.
Let it go.
You tell my colonel I'm a sick, dying old man who can't be trusted.
I didn't say...
You were trying to put a gun in his hand and pointed at my head. The gun is now in your hand. That is a practical difference, not a moral one. If you want me dead, then pull the trigger. It is not so easy when you have to do it yourself.
Allison.
I guess I didn't want you dead.
If you touch my wife again, I'll kick your ass out onto the street. I don't care who you are.
I did her a favor. I showed her her true character.
She's a better person than you are.
She is too weak to act on her beliefs. That is not her fault. Most everyone is. Even my own advisors, my own colonel. All they do is negotiate and debate and sign treaties. They are appeasers. All the while we are beset by assassins and traitors, the scum.
The cockroaches? What are you going to do about them?
What is an enemy to you? Some younger physician who covets your office? In my world, there are dangers and bloodshed and death. And that makes you a man. And men make choices.
And your choice is to send bands of drunk, crazed children to massacre an entire people?
Don't ask me questions you don't want to know the answer to.
I saved you a life. I deserve to know what you're planning to do.
Whatever it takes to protect my country.
We need a blood sample. We gotta do the anti-centromere antibody test. It'll show House is right. It's scleroderma.
Why are you doing this now?
Because I didn't want to kill him. And you're right. I have to take a side. So I'm gonna do what I can to keep him alive.
I'll get you the blood.
Positive for anti-centromere antibodies.
We've got to get him off the antifungals and onto steroids immediately.
I told you before, this only points to scleroderma, it doesn't prove it.
You're just going to ignore the test?
Blasto still fits best.
I know it's not conclusive, but when you put it with all the other
I've
evidence...
made my decision.
Have you told 13 you were wrong to fire her?
What does that have to do with anything?
I've worked with you long enough to know you're reasonable. You can usually admit when you're wrong. But there's some deep part of you that when you find you're wrong about the most important decisions you've made, you get insecure and you just retrench. If you want to mess up your relationship, that's your right, but you mess this up, our patient dies.
Switch from the steroids.
O2 sats down to 88.
Going through the main stem bronchus into the right upper lobe.
Get them out of here.
No! It's okay.
Bleeder.
Cauterizing.
Got it?
Yeah.
Get the paddles.
Going back in.
What is happening? He's bleeding into his lungs.
Charging.
Another bleeder.
I can get it.
Hold on. There's a third.
God, there's a dozen.
Shock him.
Clear. Charging. Clear.
You want to curl up and cry. Lounge chair is a little more comfy.
Switched his meds. Thought I was wrong, so I took him off the antifungals. Put him on steroids, like you said.
You know what that means?
I was too late. I was right in the first place.
So, either you killed him by not having confidence in your opinion, or you killed him by being too attached to your opinion. If you're anything like me, and by the way you are, you need to know which.
He's under lock and key in the morgue. His government wants their own doctors to do the autopsy. They're taking his body out tomorrow.
There's a reason I hired you. You just didn't know what to do with a locked door.
Went down to the morgue to rerun the antibodies test.
We ran it twice.
Turns out I couldn't get in. They had an armed guard. But I saw this. It's a sign-in sheet from the morgue. Your signature. 9:45 this morning. It's right before you guys ran the test. What were you doing there?
Follow up on a clinic case.
What case?
You think this is really important?
One of the patients in the morgue was a 70-year-old woman who had scleroderma. You and Cameron. If you took that woman's blood, you could have messed up the test results, so we treated Dibala for the wrong disease.
Cameron had nothing to do with it.
You son of a bitch.
He was going to kill the Satibi. Every last one of them.
I don't care what he was gonna do. He came to us and put his life in our hands.
All the good we've done. Every life we've saved. It would have meant nothing if we just sent him off to kill hundreds of thousands of people. Look at the news. The moderates are taking over. There's hope for peace talks. You tell the world that I faked this test, Dibala becomes a martyr. The massacres begin.
I cover this up. I become your accomplice. You think you can guilt me into that?
If the cops are gonna come for me, please warn me so that I can tell my wife first.
Chase, you really think you can kill another human being without any consequences to yourself?